John Dingell, man, he was more than just the dean of the house. By any measure, he broke every single record. If he was in sports, his name would be as hallowed as Bo Schembechler, Al Kaline, Tom Brady, Sparky Anderson. And he tweeted about his beloved Tigers and Wolverines until the very end. He was Mr. Michigan. In fact, he forced Steny Hoyer to have a Werner's ice cream float the day before he died in a toast. Steny, I'm surprised you're still with us. I treasured our relationship for more than 40 years. Our offices were across the hall, and for years we would stroll together to cast literally thousands of votes. And when you asked him how he was, he had the standard phrase, always, better for seeing you. He always said that. The day before he died, we spoke, and I wondered if it in fact would be the last time. I told him that I had finished his book and had confirmed that he charted a wonderful career, and that it was unfortunate that we never seemed to take time to smell the roses. You know, he was first sworn in as the youngest member of the 84th Congress. And he said on the House floor, "Mr. Speaker, I am deeply touched by this tribute paid to my beloved father and the respect and affection he was held by all, without regard to political creed. If I can be half the man my father was, I shall feel I am a great success." Well, Mr. Chairman, let me assure you that your dad would be awfully proud. In fact, Speaker Boehner designated the Energy and Commerce full committee room as the John D. Dingell hearing room forever. When I became chairman, I asked all the previous chairs to have dinner and share their secret sauce of how they got things done. I wanted to learn about their bipartisanship. You see, legislating is not always taught in 9th grade civics. Personalities, friendships, character, hard work, they are needed to master the issues. And one of the savviest former chairs was a guy by the name of Billy Tozan from Louisiana. He always had that Southern Boudreaux joke, and one day he made a real rookie mistake. He leaned over to Big John and said, "I want to tell you one of my favorite Polish jokes." And John said, "Hold off, young man. I'm Polish. My grandfather's name was Yenglevich." And without missing a beat, Billy said, "No problem. I'll start it over, and I'll speak just a little bit slower." True story. They were bird hunting friends forever after that. And the Detroit News editor this last week, Nolan Finley, wrote, "He never wasted a shell." John's focus was to weed out fraud and abuse. And you'll remember that he coined the term about our jurisdiction: if it moves, it's energy; if it doesn't, it's commerce. We had the world. The people who worked with him, his staff, and for him were fiercely loyal. He didn't demand loyalty, but he sure did create it. And I think that's because he could see others as the kind of multifaceted, genuine person that he was. He didn't look at someone and just think, "Oh, they're a Republican." Nope. That didn't stop engaging him from communicating. He'd say so-and-so, "Well, they're from out west, and that district has a spectacular trout or bass fishing hole." He could talk to you about health care, environmental regulation, any other aspect of Congress's work, but he could also talk to you about the ballet and the theater, military and political history, hunting, fishing, life in general. And I can't tell you the number of times that he connected members and staff who were going through some very difficult issues. He possessed a real kindness and wisdom, and he shared it where he thought that it could make a difference. Bipartisanship. He wrote the book. He really did. He nudged us all to work together. I can remember when we first started working on the auto rescue plan. We knew that it had to be bipartisan, and we had to have both John McCain and Barack Obama on board before the November election. And without that legislation, we knew that you could turn the lights out in Michigan, the auto state, for good. No one was more special in his life than the lovely Deborah, that is for sure. Their wedding vows nearly 40 years ago kept him who he was, kept him alive. That love was terrific. And we've all seen her continue the legacy of a Dingell representing Southeast Michigan for some 86 years. It's not easy. You know, when you read his book, you can hear that booming voice. And like any good movie or book, it's got a last chapter and a last scene. The end for him was often, "I love you. Blessings always." Some 25 years ago, I went to his district to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the polio vaccine with Dr. Salk. And I flew into that old Detroit airport, and who was waiting for me at gate G57? About as far to the curb as it was from Kalamazoo to Ann Arbor. It was John Dingell, bad hip and all. Now, he's waiting for us at another gate to visit again. God bless you.